Hi guys, welcome back to our video. So in this video we want to install the fog light or the auxiliary light. So finally all the component is here. So while waiting for all the pieces to be delivered, we actually do some work while waiting. So first off, we connected all the headlight with a connector and then also label the red and black. So our H7 connector is here. So now we got to open up the dust cap and then swap this out. So we remove the dust cap. So now we took out the makeshift H7 plug. We got to spline open it and then replace it with the new one. Okay, so now we are putting the pin in to this end of the cable before we can put the housing in. We just push the clip in and then tighten it by closing it up. So now it's ready to just plug it in as per your normal H7 adapter. So it works. Okay, now we will see whether we can cover this dust cap back. Okay, it's a tight fit. It's good to go. Now we will turn on and see whether the connection works. We got to change the 12-volt socket to a USB port and then create a passenger USB port at the rear seat. Okay, so we got to replace this USB port to a USB and also a voltmeter inbuilt from this 12-volt socket and a voltmeter separately. So it's this 2-pin plug here, so we got to replace this with the new socket end that we have installed because we couldn't find the exact same one. Okay, how you install this is pretty easy. It's just a spinner that you screw in and tighten it and screw out to loosen it. So now we just need to put it in and then this tab, tighten it, and we are all good. Okay, the pin is a bit short, so we extended it into a longer wire so then we can put on the clip. Alright, so we set the passenger USB under seat and then we draw the line over here. So we got to use this heated grip connector that we improvise it because we couldn't exactly found the same one, but if you search for Suzuki 4-pin plug, it actually looks very similar. We didn't order because we can customize this to the way we want. So this is the heater grip for first gen, and then I think it's the OBD sensor for the second gen, which the first gen one is located underneath the seat. The second gen one is here, so we utilize this to connect to our passenger USB. Because we only got black cable on hand, so what we did is we heat string one of them to indicate this is red and then the other one is black. So right now we will plug it in and then measure the length and cut it out accordingly. So we connected the cable in, now it's done. And then we also connected the rear USB. So it's moment of truth, we gotta try it out whether it will work. Still have the older voltmeter here just to do a comparison and check whether both of them produce almost the same reading. Okay, let's see here. So this thing comes with an on-off button. Okay, it takes some time to boot up. So it's working now, almost the same. The wiring for this is only when the engine is turned on, the charger will turn on, so now it's good. The key is on, but this thing haven't light up, so we will start the engine and see how. Okay, so you see there's light here, so good. And then you can see this thing moving, so which is good. Okay, so we rearranged the cable for this 3-pin connector. It came a bit off because probably it's not catered for this model. It's just a generic Yamaha 3-pin connector. So what we got to do now is to connect this to our relay, and then we will try to connect all the pieces to ensure that the cables are sufficient in length before we secure them and call it a go. Okay, so we loosely installed the fog light and then we try to pull the cable in at the nearest inlet. There's 1, 2 or 3 here. This is the one that is near to the regulator. Okay, we changed our mind. We will be using this outlet because as you can see, the clip is more or less rest on a proper place than dangling somewhere. So next we want to install the relay. We will use the regulator pin. Okay, we found a nut that is just nice that we can put it at the back to secure it. Alright, so after some time of cutting, stripping, tapping, and then wrapping, taping, all this wiring, we are more or less good to go. So we also installed the new switch, which is this tool here. So we have put a switch that has a LED indicator. Not sure with how it works because it comes in 3 wire. So one ground, I believe one is switch and one is the LED light. So we pair the switch and the LED light together and then ground. Something like that, the ground and then the tool, we just tap to live. Okay, so now we remove the dummy plug, the 3-pin one. We connect in the newly connected 3-pin. Hopefully it works and nothing blows. Okay, so now it's in. Okay, so now we plug in the key. Power on. Let's see. Okay, not working. Somewhere went wrong, so we gotta check. Okay, so we found the root of the problem is basically our connection. This 3-pin plug here, we connect the wrong orientation, so it's negative. So we get this fixed and we are good to go. So we reconnected it to the right order. So let's see now whether it works. Okay, but this light is not linking up. Okay, the switch cable is pretty short, so we extended it with a string wrap. So now we want to string wrap all 3 cables to one, and then we will route it to the other end. So we also label the other end in case once we string wrap we don't know which is which. So now we are good to go. So we use heat to string it. Okay, so now it's all done. What we need to do is we need to do the routing again. Okay, so this is more or less the placement we want to set, but it's a little bit untidy because you see there's a lot of loose end. So what we gotta do, we gotta trim it down and then tidy it up and secure it in one place. We'll be right back. Okay, so it's done. So what we did is we used the standard route. We go through here underneath the frame and then follow all the main cabling until here. We also tape up the end in case water seep through. We kept all the cable on top so the fuse door still can be open if you want to access and change the fuse. We also solved this grounding issue of the switch, so all else is good. So once we turn on and then we hit the switch, you got your light, and then this button will light up. Okay, if it's turned off, then it's not functional. So alright, that's all for this video on the headlight. So for the wiring, because it's a little bit boring and complicated to verbally say it out loud, so we will list it in the description below so you can check out how the connection is done. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.